Hi, this is Dr. Andy, and I'm crossing one of my favorite bridges in Davis, here in South Davis, California. Thanks for joining me for another remembrance of one of my students. Today we're remembering a student who I knew when she was a student. And she was a student when she came on my radio show about 20 years ago. But I don't believe she was ever one of my students. I knew her when she was a graduate student, and I know her today, hello, as one of my favorite colleagues in the university writing program, now sometimes called the Writing Center. And this is my friend, Lisa. Lisa and I have a great amount in common. And I'll give you 4 examples right off the top. One thing that Lisa and I don't have in common is an interest in Pokémon. Did you say Pokémon, Dr. Andy? I didn't expect that to come up in this particular video. And you're right. Because Pokemon is not my thing. But it is the thing of Lisa and her son. Her son, I think, is like a national competitor in Pokemon. Does one compete in Pokemon? I don't know. But Lisa very kindly takes her son to various conventions where he can trade Pokemon cards, attend Pokemon talks in different parts of the country. So many trees to encounter as I walk down a street in South Davis. So that's one thing that Lisa and I don't have in common. You can tell from the way I'm describing this that I know almost nothing about Pokemon. But here are 3 things that we do have in common. One, we both have or had a deep interest in poetry. Lisa came on my radio show when she was published in an anthology with some other UC Davis Masters in Creative Writing poets in the early 2000s, I think, because she was earning her first graduate degree, this one in creative writing with a focus in poetry. And as you may know by now, I have a deep and abiding focus in poetry. Secondly, she has a deep interest in artificial intelligence, generative AI in particular. And she, with others, has been leading a very important study about the different ways that faculty and students can take advantage both of the writing feedback offered by, say, ChatGPT or Claude, with what's offered by peers and professors in draft workshops. Fascinating, necessary, important. The third is that we both have an interest in fitness. Now, although I walk more than 5 miles a day, we know, Dr. Andy, because you keep bringing us with you on these walks. Although I walk more than 5 miles a day, Lisa, I believe, runs, and not only does she belong to, I think, more than one gym in town, but she also takes classes in these gyms. And I think has worked with a trainer. I don't know what all these fingers represent. One of the great joys that I've had as the faculty member with the second longest tenure in what was once called the composition program and then the university writing program and now the Writing Center is that I've had a great number of students, most of them PhDs in English, who have later become my colleagues. I can think about 6 or 8 such students right off the bat. they'll be appearing later in this series. Colleagues such as Jane and Sean and Rye and Greg. All these folks have been people who have been former students of mine or TAs in my classes, and now they are my colleagues. And some of them are some of my most senior colleagues. This is why I'm overdue to retire. Even my former students have a huge amount of seniority amongst the faculty at UC Davis. Anyway, Lisa Sperber was never my student, but she is one of my favorite colleagues. Did I mention all the things that we have in common? I think the fourth is that, like me, she always comes off as positive, optimistic, cheery, thinking about something, working on some sort of plan or self-improvement or project. Like me, she's also very family-centric. And for all these reasons, I just love it when I run into her. One time I was walking with Juki, and we were like way at the north side of the city of Davis, north of the Wild Horse Golf Course, a place where few people go to walk. And there was Lisa. What a pleasure to run into her. When we have our occasional faculty meetings, I'll make sure to text her a special message of appreciation, as I try to remember to do on Mother's Day. Maybe at some point I'll remember to do so on her birthday. We all need people like this in our lives. People who brim with energy, with optimism, and with kind-heartedness. For instance, Lisa and I have an elderly mutual friend, an offbeat artist, and she and I were doing parallel work, I discovered, to try to keep this artist from being unfairly evicted from his downtown Davis apartment. This is just one example. So I'm deeply grateful to know Lisa, to have known her when she was a graduate student. I'm grateful that, like me, she's had so much tenure, as it were, in the writing program over the years. She's someone who has always delighted me when I've encountered her, and I look forward to continuing to encounter her because she's made a lifetime commitment to the city of Davis, as I have, after I retire on July 1st of 2027. We know, Dr. Andy, we know. You know, maybe we don't know. If this is your first time watching one of these videos, my name is Dr. Andy, and I'm making 365 videos and publishing one a day during this fiscal year leading up to July 1st, my day of retirement. I've been so filled with gratitude with the students that I have taught and that I've gotten to know and that eventually have become my colleagues. Chief among them, my friend Lisa. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in and joining me for this walk. If you like what you've heard, then imagine my surprise, because I think this is largely a stealth operation, these videos I've been creating. But if you like what you've heard, hit that little like button, the little thumbs up. You know who loves that? The algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, the one that is one of many algorithms that controls our future, the way that soothsayers used to control the futures of ancient Greeks and of, for instance, Julius Caesar. And if you want to hear more of these remembrances, I invite you to subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another chapter of Diary of a Quizmaster. Bye-bye.